Welcome to today's video, all about exercise. This is my workout basement. This is some of the stuff I normally use. So, I love working out now, but I didn't always. And today's video is going to be about autism specifically and exercise, how those two have come together in my mind, sort of figured out how to exercise and stuff. Backstory, I used to be super lazy. My version of exercise I've written was The Sims 2. That's a joke. Also, I hated PE. It wasn't even the exercise part, it was a very self-conscious time in general. It was just nasty. Like, I don't think anyone enjoys PE at school unless you're actually really good at it, and I was kind of moderate to bad at it. I hit about 15 years old and I wanted to be healthy, and I took this the complete extreme, and I started following all kinds of rules to try and get myself in shape or more in shape. I abused a few different apps and programs to help myself lose weight, even though I didn't need to lose weight, I just needed to gain muscle. Now I know that, but at the time I was like, skinny is better. So many problems with that. So I used to really go to town on this old beauty, the Wii Fit. This is disgusting. Not the best tool if you want to be healthy, in my opinion. They had games on it where you could run and like run on the spot sort of things, which are good, you know, for your cardio, but I went a bit over the board with it. I've always been very anxious, so I didn't really want to run outside. So I basically decided to run indoors with the Wii Fit, which I guess in some ways was a good starter, but also it wasn't, because the Wii Fit measures your BMI, I think. And BMI isn't the best health indicator we now know. For example, people that have very high muscle come out as obese on the BMI scale because they're heavier, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're unhealthier. I aimed, because the Wii Fit told me to do it, to get down to 10.5 stone, which is not ideal for me personally. I don't think 10.5 was a good goal for me. I got into running a little bit more and I started using the treadmill in the school gym. I then went to my quiet local gym. It wasn't like a big gym or anything, it's literally just a small one, and I got a basic membership. I kind of want to help you, particularly if you have autism, to like the gym, because I love the gym. I think it's great. It's kind of stressful, but it's also great. So here are some autism related problems that I've thought of to do with working out, the gym, etc. There are lots of noises in the gym. People banging their weights on the floor. Why do you do that? You're breaking the weights. And the floor and my eardrums. Just don't do that. Why do people do that? Also, the music can be sort of questionable. Bring your own headphones is my first tip. I don't personally wear headphones in the gym just because I find it very, ironically, even more distracting, and I need to concentrate on counting my reps because I don't have a good memory and I forget what rep I'm on. Yeah, you could potentially listen to your own music in the gym if you wanted to. They allow that. Other people, so yeah, this is a tricky one. Thankfully, due to social distancing, my current gym has spaced everything out. You're not really ever right next to someone, but in the changing rooms, for instance, it can be a bit awkward if your locker's like by someone else's locker and then they're trying to get through. And how to navigate that social dance is a whole other topic. But generally I would say don't concern yourself with what other people are doing. If you literally look around, no one's looking at you. Like, unless you're doing something very bizarre, which some people do. Kudos to you and your confidence. Most people are not looking at you, they don't care, they want to see how they look and how they're performing and stuff. Right, sweaty clothes. Always bring a change of clothes unless you're going straight home and having a shower, because I hate having wet, sticky clothes on me. When you've worked out, it's like, great, you know, I really love this. So always have a change of clothes or deodorant on you, and/or. I never use the showers at gyms, I'm way too self-conscious for that. Maybe one day, because it would make me feel a lot cleaner. They're there if you need them. So have a structured time limit, or at least like an idea of when you're leaving. This also ties into having like a pre-planned routine, or having an app that you mark what you're doing as you go along. I'll go into my recommended apps in a moment. I don't really plan my personal workouts down to each exercise. You may want to do that, that's fine. The reason I don't is because sometimes the machines I want are taken. I'm just not in the mood for that particular exercise at that point in the routine. I plan 2 gym days a week, legs day, upper body day. Some people split even more but that's my current split, if you will. I then know what I'm meant to be doing on each of those days in the gym, but when I turn up on the day, I don't have any particular exercises in mind, I just kind of do it, if you know what I mean. So you could do that. I know that autistic people, we love organising, right? We love putting things in an order, things that we bring with us. That's another point. The night before any day I'm planning to go to the gym, I make sure I have my padlock for my locker. I make sure I have a protein bar in my bag. I make sure I have my lifting gloves, resistance bands, because I don't think you can use the gym's resistance bands at the moment, understandably because of COVID, so I bring my own one. What else do I bring? I bring my water, obviously. I have a list on my phone and I tick it off the night before and I'm like, I'm prepared. Change your clothes, you know, deodorant, etc. And something that helps me, particularly as someone who has ADHD, write it on your calendar or your diary. Basically, I just write like, today's gonna be legs day. I feel accountable for it even though no one else is gonna see that. I know that I can come home and tick it off. I'm like, yeah, I did the workout. Another important fact if you're trying to get into exercise is to incorporate rest days. Me in particular, and I think this could be an autistic trait, I'm an all or nothing person. I'm like, if I'm going to work out, I'm going to work out either every day or every other day, and it's going to be structured and it's going to be 100%. Please put a rest day in there somewhere. Mostly because you'll be so achy, particularly in the beginning if your body's not used to it, that you're not going to be able to perform exercises anyway. So equipment I couldn't do without. Getting a Fitbit, it's an expensive purchase, so you'll want to use it, and in that respect you'll want to do more steps, you'll want to be more active just because you've got a Fitbit. If you've got the money and the means, you know, not everyone has access to that, and it registers all different exercises that you're doing, is really good. And I also like it because it tells you what your heartbeat is. I'm a sucker for random data like that. Data is the best. Anyway, so personally I need some weights. I can do body weight exercises and they are just as effective in my opinion, but I do need some kind of resistance. So I highly recommend getting at least some dumbbells if you want to give it a go. Mirrors. So this is going to sound narcissistic as heck. When you work out, particularly when I work out, I end up doing things wrong because I haven't been able to see myself. I'm a very visual person, and I think autistic people tend to be very visual people, so they need to have visual cues. And particularly when you're watching yourself work out, it can remind you of things you may or may not be doing right. I have a mirror here, it's turned around at the moment, and it's so helpful because I can iron out any things I'm doing slightly incorrectly with my technique or my form. I can see in the mirror. This is why I like gyms, because you can have these access to big mirrors where you can see kind of every angle. Mirrors are extremely helpful, and utilise them as much as you can because you want to make sure you don't injure yourself. You want to have the correct form and the correct technique. So app recommendations, I recommend Nike Run Club. It's a free app. I can't believe it's free, to be honest, because there's so much on it. You can do like running challenges and all kinds of things, and it logs your run as you run. You can set goal distances and it gives you like little rewards when you've done particular distances or times, like your fastest 5k or something. Please give me that feel good reward. So yeah, that's a really good app. I use a workout tracker app called Strong. Anything that I mentioned, by the way, will be linked in the description box, but that's a really good app. I basically use it when I enter the gym. You can add exercises on there if they're not on there. It tells you how to correctly do these exercises and you can just add them on as you go. How many reps you did, how many sets, whether it was, you know, your last rep was a sort of a fail rep. Really, really good. It's very functional and works very well for if you work out in a gym. I had this throwback just now. I used to have a notebook, like a paper analog notebook that I'd bring to my gym and write down as I was going, like what exercises I was doing and how many reps. So that's somewhere. I don't know why I thought I could bring it into a sweaty gym. And there's also a really useful website. It's probably the first website that comes up when you Google it, but it's called Mappometer, or I think it's like gb.mappometer.com, and it's a run mapping website for the UK where you can basically put in your start and end points and it tells you how long the distance is. So if you're training for a marathon or something. I did a half marathon as well. There's a video here. I'll link it. It goes into some of my training and blah 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 in that video. Right, YouTube recommendations very quickly. So we've got Stephanie Buttermore. Her boyfriend Jeff's also got a great channel all about the science behind lifting, and he answers some questions very concisely in his Q&A videos. I just love a good old science-backed video channel. So yeah, they're really good. So that's the video. Yeah, that's Autism and Exercise. I hope you have a great fitness journey. I do actually have a fitness Instagram that I basically never upload on because Ain't nobody got time for that, but I will link it in the description if you want to follow me there. Thanks for watching once again, folks. Remember to like the video if you want to like it. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell and all that jazzaroony if you wanna. That's about it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Okay, goodbye my friends.